Alright, hey folks, this is VRKnight, and I'm joining you from within Vorpex, where I have WoW loaded up. I was going to do some Vorpex, show you how cool the 3D is, and I'm hoping you guys can see the level of 3D that I already have within the window. I'm using an Oculus mirror, so hopefully you're seeing the full go of it. I figure since, we're kind of stuck just looking at the login screen because of the breaking news up there, we maybe should just go see one of the cinematics and see how that translates. So taking a look at what do we have to do. I don't know. I think let's start where it all started, right? Back at the beginning. All right, I'm actually kind of excited about this. Yeah, it's been an amazing time, Warcraft. You and me. I'm going to take a second while this starts just to set our environment a little more properly. The ambiance is nice and all, but I'd like to go with the none. And then the 3D scale, I'm going to just jack that
4
all
years have passed since the mortal races banded together and stood united against the might of the Legion.
Goosebumps,
Though Azeroth was saved,
Let's see what we got here.
the tenuous pact between the Horde and the Alliance has all but evaporated.
Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot the curvature.
The
You gotta set up the
drums
right
of
curvature
war
here.
Thunder.
So,
Once again.
as you can see, it's doing a full 3D. We go here, and there's a screen curvature setting. And it's just, the nice part about this one is it curves both the horizontal as well as the vertical. So I'm going to increase that as well. Alright guys, let's check this out, right? I don't know how 3D this is, by comparison. I mean, we can try putting this in full 3D mode since we're looking at it. I mean, it might be kind of cool to look at it, right? So, but let's see what happens if we actually put it into full 3D mode. Holy cow, right? Well, I mean, that's kind of neat. I mean, it's not 3D in the cinematics, but it certainly gives you the feeling that you're in a 3D area. You can follow them. Notice there's a few things we can do here to increase our field of view. So like we can make sure we increase that. In Vorpex we can reset, where our center is, and then also we can do what's called edge peak by clicking the mouse, and that's using times where you need to see the full interface. So it looks like it's a 3D presentation, well, not 3D, a virtual reality presentation in a virtual reality world, right? Wow, look at that. Oh my gosh, amazing. I've never quite looked at it this way, I've done the cinema and the immersive mode, but I hadn't actually taken a look at it, in full VR mode during the cinematics. Wow. I mean, it's kind of cool, right? Wow. I mean, it's the first time I've ever seen it this way, of course. I'm like fully looking behind me now. Holy cow. That whole new dimension on it, right? What the heck? I don't know, folks. I think that was a pretty incredible cinematic in full 3D. So, anyways, you can do what's called a screen peek, and what that does is allows you to interact with your screen, where otherwise you wouldn't be able to, see. So, when you're in full VR mode. So in this case, I'll do cinematic, and I don't know. I mean, you've probably seen a lot of these. Let's take a look at. Oh man, there's a couple of really good ones here. Let's do Legion. I'm for Legion. Let's do Legion. Here we go. I'm gonna do this still in the full 3D mode because I just think it's super cool, right? I mean, holy cow.
Darkness has returned to our world.
Wow.
As before, it seeks to annihilate everything that we hold dear. I go to face it. knowing I may not return.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of enjoy seeing it from this perspective. You know, obviously by doing the edge peek, this is what immersive or cinematic mode looks like. Immersive and cinematic kind of vary because head tracking is enabled in immersive, as well as it's enabled in full VR mode, which we're in right now. Totally got a freaking cool set of armor. Wow. Again, I've never seen him in this, you know, aspect.
For me to trust.
Pretty darn cool.
Losing so much.
Look at that.
But from you, I have learned patience, tolerance,
There she is.
and faith.
Lady Sylvanas, huh? Wow. I'm totally impressed by by watching the cinematic in the full VR mode. You know, I've been doing some testing with this Vortex, and I've done quite a bit of different games, and there's some definitely awe-inspiring, you know, gameplay in the 3D mode. You can either enable your stereoscopic through NVIDIA if you want, and do the normal blue-red 3D, and Vortex will interpret that, and many other products will as well. But it's not quite as immersive when using the native Vortex and the right settings. So even, you know, if there's a game that you have that's not, you know, listed in their list, if you know what engine drives it, you actually can do a copy of a game that uses the same engine and set it to be VR as well. So it really kind of re-enhances your game library that makes everything possible again to be enjoyed, you know, in VR. And I don't know about you, but I have thousands of dollars invested into, you know, multiple games over, you know, 20 years. And of course I want to enjoy it, but I want to enjoy VR at the same time, and time is always of the essence. Wow. Again on scale. Incredible, right?
Anduin, I now believe, as you do, that peace is the noblest aspiration. But to preserve it,
Moment of silence.
you must be willing to fight.
Here we go. Yeah. Okay, but I'm for the Horde, so I mean, we got a little encouraged by his heroic thing there. If it had been, you know, Orc or Blood Elf, I would have, you know, been even more inspired. Wow, look at that. Really cool, right? Alright, so now I'm going to do the cinematic for the current release. So, easiest way to do this actually is be to change the mode one more time. So here we are in full VR mode. Here's immersive. Notice, you know, this all has a really good 3D aspect to it. So I'm going to go over here to cinematics, but I'm going to do it in cinema mode because I think that's the best way for me to be able to use the screen. Oh, my mouse seems to be limited all of a sudden, so we'll do a quick reset of our position. That seems to always kind of, you know, fix any little glitchy problems. Might not this time, I don't know. So let's try reload. Control space. Okay. Gosh, we can go over here. Oh, here we go. See, I knew I'd be able to get it. All right, here we go, guys. Battle for Azeroth. All right, and I'm of course going to go to that full 3D mode. We're in cinema mode right now, so that's cool. But I think we can all go YouTube, you know, the videos for this. We can't all see it in full VR mode necessarily, so let's center our head tracking. All right. Oh my gosh. I don't know about you, but the first time I saw this trailer, it still gave me goosebumps anyways.
And we have forgotten what makes us strong.
Freaking amazing, right? Oh my god, here we go.
Close ranks! Advance has won!
Of course, you know, settings for first-person play is full VR is best. You know, for third-person, they tell you cinema, you know, or immersive is the best mode, depending on whether you want to use head tracking or not. Though you can set up head tracking in either, but in cinema mode by default, it's not enabled, the head tracking. So, you know, I'm kind of of the mind that I think it's probably easier to watch these in like cinema mode versus 3D. I mean, it's cool to be really upfront to the action, pretty amazing in fact. But you know, there's all this stuff that I'm missing around the scene that I want to see as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this back. Though it's kind of cool that I can just zoom in. So maybe we'll play it this way. I'll pull it back, and then at some of the cooler moments, maybe I'll zoom in where, you know, we can get that cinematic feel. Oh my god, look at her eyes, dude. Here she goes. I don't know, probably one of my favorite characters in this whole stream. Of course, because my first, you know, character was a hunter, still is my favorite character. And he's a blood elf, not an undead, but, you know, she kind of crosses both lines. Ah, yeah. Wow. Really wonder how my play is going to be in like first-person mode with my hunter. I wonder how I'll make that work out. I'll probably have to work on the key binding to do this edge peek by pressing in the center mouse button, because that'll put me into auto run every time if I use default key binding. So I'll have to mess with that. But I think that a lot of it, you know, I would be using head tracking, and that would be a very comfortable way to go. I think because of the nature of playing a game that you're not actually, you know, I don't know, you still might get some motion sickness if you move with the smooth, but I've been doing pretty good personally with the smooth transitions and the different ways they're presenting a lot of the new games. Wow. Here we go, call to the heavens, right? Superpower. I was amazed, you know, to see them all stand back up. Wow. Look at that.
Stand as one for the Alliance!
For the Horde. Oh, super